Okay, so I got a deck here that is actually pretty awesome. So real backstory, real quick. One of my first decks I ever used was a Sea Stealth Attack deck back when, like, fur fires were popular, and we had that Gladiator Beast event with the Gladiator Dome and whatnot. So this is my new take on that deck. It's not really new. It's mixing a very common thing with my old thing. So you can change this a lot. It's just, I'll go through it real quick and tell you what you can change. So I got Vylon Prism, which is a brand new tuner, level 4, lets you pay 500 life points, attach it to a monster if it's removed from the monster zone. So if you use it for synchro or it's destroyed. We got 3 Invokers, Aliesters, 2 Citadel Whales, a Nightmare Penguin, 2 Warriors of Atlantis, 3 Hammer Shark, which are available on the card trader. Megalosmasher X, 2 Invocations, 3 Legendary Oceans. Let's go. 2 Stealth Attacks, 2 Invoked Earth, 3 Cocytus, and a Gungnir, Ice Barrier Dragon. In most of the replays, I actually use Deep Sea Diva. I know it's Diva, but I like saying Diva because, you know, diving. That's not a funny joke. Anyways, but Prism is more consistent, and instead of Gungnir, I used a different synchro. I forget. You could use the synchro doesn't matter. You could replace one of the Earths for Kaliga or the synchro completely and get rid of the tuner, and add a Purgatorio if you want to do fire in this, but this is a water deck based around Sea Stealth Attack. So what this does, if Umi's on the field, which includes Legendary Ocean, because Legendary Ocean acts as Umi, you can banish one of your monsters that's water for the turn, so it can't be targeted by an effect or tributed for Lava Golem or anything like that. And at the start of the battle, at the start of the damage step, if your water monster whose original level is 5 or higher battles an opponent's monster, destroy that monster. You don't apply battle damage or anything. Guess whose original level is higher than 5? Cocytus. So what you do, get Cocytus on the field. Usually you should use Invoker. I'm using Sorcery Conduit so I can get Invoker in my hand if I lose 1,000 life points. You could replace Nightmare Penguin and the tuner with Cosmic Cyclones to get Conduit working better, but I'm just not doing that for whatever reason. So you should get rid of Citadel Whale, because Citadel Whale, if you use that for the fusion of Invocation, you can special summon this card from the graveyard by tributing 2 water monsters, and that will let you set Sea Stealth Attack directly from your deck. So if you want, you can use Hammer Shark, you summon him, as long as Legendary Ocean is on the field, you can reduce his level by 1 and special summon another monster. If it's another Hammer Shark, you could have 3 Hammer Shark and then special summon Citadel Whale all in turn 1, have Sea Stealth Attack ready, something happens. If you have Cosmic in the deck, use Cosmic, and then you summon Invoker, use one of your graveyard monsters to summon Cocytus, you have Sea Stealth Attack, you can destroy everything. Cocytus with Sea Stealth Attack can hit anything, destroy it without damage calculation, and then can't be targeted by effects, it can't be destroyed. If it's going to be destroyed by something, somehow, miraculously, you can use Sea Stealth Attack, banish it, and then it can't. So you're set. You can change this deck around a lot. I really like this idea. Please, if you want to use mermails, you can use mermails, you can use whatever you want, but I just liked using my old school deck, one of my first decks I ever used competitively, not in, like, I guess in ranked and ladder, whatever. And Warrior of Atlantis will let you discard it and bring Legendary Ocean from your deck to your hand. Also helpful, Nightmare Penguin will flip effect, return a monster to the opponent's monster to the hand, and you'll gain a little bit of extra attack on your water monsters. So that's it. That's the deck. It's a little bit long of an explanation, but enjoy these quick replays.
It's time to duel!
So I thought it was really interesting that my first duel with a newly built water deck was against a different water deck. And I don't even know where to get Aquariums and Aquarium cards. I don't remember seeing them. But they're probably somewhere. I probably have purchased some of the packs before, so I have no idea what's going on. I don't know how aquariums work. I just know that back row gives it a bunch of attack once it attacks me, which has lets it boost over my Hammer Shark, and then be able to destroy my Megalosmasher, and my Legendary Ocean is giving it a little power boost as well. But I got Nightmare Penguin on the field, and now I got my second hammer, do 2,100 damage. He scoops it because he wasn't going to beat me. Really boring duel, but it just happened to be the first duel I ever had. So that was kind of interesting. Also, speaking of interesting, I found this Spanish Harpy Girl uncensored card in a pack from the dollar store that is in English, except for that one, so that was kind of cool. Speaking of cool, we have Yubel. Now, I thought Yubel was going to use a Yubel deck, but they started with Love is Pain, which is a duel I've never seen because he always starts with my name is Yubel. So I throw down my Nightmare Penguin, so whatever he summons, I'll be able to flip back into his hand or deck. If it's an extra monster, it's a 6 Samurai deck, so it's going to be an extra monster. Every time I go against 6 Sams, they got this same exact perfect opening hand. But attacks into my Nightmare, I flip it back into his deck. He cannot use Xian's negate powers at the time. I throw out my Hammer Shark, reduces level by 1 to summon Deep Sea Diva, attack for 1900. My Synchro is on level 3, so I cannot use the Hammerhead and Diva to summon it. So he uses his Synchro, Xian, back again, destroys my Hammerhead. I have a Legendary Ocean and an Invocation in hand now. Now I know Xian can negate once, and I'm hoping in my head when I'm dueling that they're not smart enough. They hits me for 2.5, I go not into 900. I use Sorcery Conduit. I'm praying that they're not smart enough to not negate this. So that she negates the Legendary Ocean, which I already had in the field. Obviously that was a bait. I have no idea why he would negate that. I summon Invoker, get Invocation to hand. I got 2 on purpose because I knew that if that bait didn't work, that Xian would negate, but then he's got a Magic Drain, negates my first Invocation. I use a second Invocation, get my Cocytus onto the field, cannot be targeted by effects, put Invocation back in my deck, shuffled to bring Invoker or Aliester back into my hand, and my turn I'm not going to attack into 2 back rows there. He fusion summons for a Samurai. I can't get targeted, his effect doesn't work, forfeits. What a dummy. So next up we got the Paradox Brothers, who had a lot of titles in that opening sequence there, so I was expecting a tough fight. Going first is not always ideal with this deck. Sea Stealth Attack in general is better going... Actually, you know what? Going first to set it is decent, but like... I have nowhere to go with that. Alright, I got Night Beamed right now, so Sea Stealth Attack gets destroyed regardless. I use Hammer Shark to then summon Deep Sea Diva. All in attack mode, I attack into a Kiteroid with my Warrior of Atlantis. I attack into Kiteroid again, and then do 400 damage with Diva. Fantastic start, right? Cosmic Cyclone, my Legendary Ocean, then use the Labyrinth Builders skill off of the Cyclone to return cards into the deck and special summon a Labyrinth Wall, which they tribute summon for a Batterymen. Batterymen destroys Diva. I use Sorcery Conduit to bring Aliester into my hand. I summon Aliester, get Invocation from a deck into my hand. Huh. Would you look at that? They surrendered. I believe this is the last duel I used Diva and the Synchro that we never see. This is the last duel I use him. Next I use Vylon Prism and Gungnir, or whatever you pronounce his name. So I start with the same hand I pretty much got last duel. I got Warrior of Atlantis, Legendary Ocean, Sea Stealth Attack, and Invocation. He is using a Metaphysic deck, banishes I don't know how to pronounce Daedalus. Gets, I believe that's Tyrant Dragon banished, so I summon Legendary Ocean, attack for 2k with Warrior of Atlantis. He uses his spell card. Man, those cards are, I'm not... A Metaphysic? A Metaphysic. Something like that. Change both of them. Lowers my attack. I got Sea Stealth Attack on the field. I get attacked for 1500. I want to, so I can use Sorcery Conduit and get my Invoker into my hand. My Aliester uses Metaphysic to bring a dimension onto the hand. And this is a long duel. And I don't really want to, explain everything going on. You can see how Invocation works. If you're watching this video, I'm sure you know how Invocation works. You summon Cocytus. I'm sure you know how Metaphysic works. So I'm not going to go a play-by-play for this. I'm going to explain a little bit of the deck. Not a big deal. So you can pretty much replace any water monster for water monster you want. You can be mermails, it could be, I don't have a better example of than mermails, but whatever you want, as long as you have Conduit works really well. I think the skill Sorcerer's Conduit. I do not have Concentrating Current, but that would definitely help for certain situations where I'm using Sea Stealth Attack to banish monsters to protect them. I guess Concentrating Current wouldn't work on that, and Sea Stealth Attack doesn't apply damage calculation, so it's more of a backup plan if Sea Stealth Attack or Legendary Ocean's not on the field, or if you wanted to use it on a monster that's not a level 5 original level or higher water monster with it, then it would work. Concentrating Current would work. Or you could use different, like back row instead of a tuner and a synchro, and then you could have another fusion invoker in the deck, like Kaliga or Purgatrio. Like having, I don't know, Draining Shield, Wall of D, Drowning Mirror Force, or something of the sort of enemy controller would work decent. There's no banned cards in this deck list. Anything like that, it's very, you can change anything you want in this deck, really. Just to use Legendary Ocean with Sea Stealth Attack pretty much makes Cocytus invulnerable. I keep shaking the camera, I'm sorry. But it really, you can't do anything to stop it. The only problem with the deck is it turns kind of into a stall game. I played a match against a really good Darklord player where the duel went like 30-something turns, and then I ended up decking out because the Darklords could recycle so often back into their deck that I just completely decked out. At one point I had 3 Cocytus on the field, and I was using Sea Stealth Attack, hitting everything, and not banishing, destroying it without damage calculation, so I could hit any Darklord with a 1800 attack and destroy it while in defense mode, and he couldn't Wall of D me. And then I put out Citadel Whale to try that, and Citadel Whale, every time he would get Wall of D'd, I would just banish Citadel Whale, and the Wall of D wouldn't affect Cocytus. So I should have recorded that. I should have kept it for this, but it was so long that I didn't want it. We both sent knights to each other. It was a really good duel. It was fun. So finally, I get past the Kiteroid to the last Kiteroid. I attack into with Cocytus. I got 2 Cocytus. Attack in. He's out. That was a long duel. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for that. But I'm definitely making, another Sea Stealth Attack Cocytus Invoker video. This is a lot of fun. I want to see somebody take this and drop my mouse. I really want to see somebody take this and improve it, make it like really consistent. I have a lot of ideas for this deck now after thinking it up and playing around with it. I do want to use Mako because it's a water deck, and that's only fair to use Tsunami, Mr. Who's Tsunami himself. But some of his skills with Cocytus would be pretty ridiculous if you have Concentrating Current. And I want to try that out. I don't have Concentrating Current right now, but I really want to try it. So I get Cocytus on the field. I sacrifice Whale in order to do that, because Whale can special summon itself in the graveyard. I got Invoker, Hammer, and Vylon in my hand. He uses Red Eyes Fusion to slash Dragon. Now, he knows clearly, then he throws Archfiend of Lightning to get a fusion in his hand, but he knows that if he attacks into me, I'll just use Invoker, so he passes and doesn't attack. Joke's on him, I summon my Invoker, get another second Invocation in my hand, use that Invocation to get rid of his warrior, Amazoness Warrior from the graveyard to summon Invoked Earth. That's why you should keep, even if you're using a pure water deck, have the other Invokes around just in case. He econs my Invoked Earth, puts into defense mode, flips over his Metal Dragon, attaches Metal Dragon to Slash, then uses Fusion to summon a second Slash Dragon, which he can actually use the Warrior in the graveyard to boost. He attacks into Earth. I do not want to save it. I'd rather save my Cocytus, so I save Cocytus instead with the Invoker boosting up his defense. I throw out a Legendary Ocean. Use Invocation on the Aliester that I just boosted. Use my Earth in my graveyard to summon my second Earth. Send Invocation back into my deck. Bring Invoker into my hand. Use its effect to boost my Earth to destroy his one Slash Dragon that's boosted with the Metal Dragon. Oh my goodness, why do you use Red Eyes decks? He brings Retro Dragon to his hand with Black Metal Dragon, or whatever his name is, effect in the graveyard. I attack into Metal Dragon with Cocytus. He uses the effect to bring Red Eyes that way. You saw what it was. The trap that lets you bring him back to life if you have a red ice in the field. I set C stealth attack into the slash to destroy. I switch my mind when he summons red eyes to the field. Then I destroy his face down, which is Retro Dragon. With Cocytus, he brings out Destroyer to send Buster Blader into his hand. I did not expect that at all. That actually threw me off. If you use Buster Blader, sure, but I never expect Buster Blader with the fusion and stuff. I flip over, see stealth attack, excuse me. He summons his Destruction Dragon thingy. I did not expect Buster Blader's full out like this at all. He's flipped over DNA Surgery. I attack into it with C stealth attack. It's destroyed, no damage, nothing. Somehow it's a time limit win. I don't know how. I think he forfeited 100%. By think, I mean I know he forfeited. I attacked into Buster Blader, the Dragon Destroyer, destroyed it, no damage calculation. He can't stop it. I'm in defense mode, I can still attack. That is why this deck is amazing. If you liked this video, please stick around. I'm going to be doing more C Stealth Attack, Invoked, whatever that was deck I just did, because that was a lot of fun. And, yeah. Peace out. I don't know why I showed that, I'm sorry.
We get lost, we can get high. Because me gone, I feel alive. Anywhere, anyway, I will love you. We rule the world, just you and I. Just let me down, we walk the line. When all the things go wrong, I take a shot for you. Give me